Welcome back to Random Rod Shop, folks. Well, today I thought we would try to close out the rust on the cab. But you ever watch those, those shopping channels that they say, but wait, there's more? Well, there may be just a little bit more. Let me show you. So I think I showed you part of this in the last video. So, I was prepared for this. That's what I thought we would finish up today. Kind of finish up whatever little niggling problems on this side and attack this, right, the dash. That should be a pretty straightforward patch. However, this is the driver's side. I don't know how clear that is, but it ain't quite as bad. Let's see here. It's not quite as bad, but we're gonna have to get in behind there too. Pretty much that means the dash needs to come out. Now, you folks that have worked on an International, you're probably saying, that's either bad or good. The truth is, I don't know. But we're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna set the camera up over here. I don't know if it's gonna be one of those snap your fingers and it's done, or I'm gonna spend the next 2 hours. I have no idea. But I'm gonna set the camera up anyway, and we're gonna start pulling it out. I don't know how that's gonna work. I'll see if I can move some lights over there where it looks like it's kind of dark over there on that side. And while I'm doing that, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like. I appreciate it. It looks like it actually isn't going to be that bad. It looks like there's a couple of 5/16 bolts. Let's see here. I found my light. Looks like there's a couple of 5/16 bolts. Right? Use a 1/2-inch wrench on each side, and then pull these Phillips head screws out. At this point, it looks like that may be what it is. I mean, you have to unhook the wires going through the firewall, but let me do that. And let's see if this dash come out. That would be nice. I'm gonna let that soak just a little bit. I need to go take care of the puppies. Getting them out is always better than breaking them, no matter how long it takes. Well, there we go. I'm not sure what else is going to come out, but Let me get these screws out and we'll see. That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Always got to be one. Oh yeah. Win! There appears to be another bracket. I'm getting a spark. We probably ought to go unhook the battery. All right. I need to see if I can figure out where the bracket is that's holding this. Well, it would seem it's right there. I don't know what it is. Oh, well, I didn't have to pull that bracket out, it looks like. We'll see. Had to be the last one, didn't it? When my dad was driving this, everybody had to have a CB. There's still something right there, and it looks like I've got the emergency brake to get loose. Well, it appears that the screw that had the had the CB bracket on it, it broke, and what's left of that screw is what's holding that together right there. So we got all the screws out the factory put in. The one we don't have out is the one that the factory didn't put in. I think, let me get a grinder and let me see if I can touch off the, kind of get it wallowed down so it will pull it loose. And I still got to get that emergency brake bolt out over there. So let me go over on the other side. That's much better. Let me see if I can get this bolt out over here. All right, let's see what else is holding us in here. Looks like a bar come out. Pull some bolts out there. Need to unplug the steering column, and last but not least, I think, is get the hot wire unplugged. Alright, and then we got the brake lights, and I think that may be it, folks. I think that's it. Let me go around the other side and let me drag that thing out of here. Move the camera back a little bit. Let's see if I can unhook this heater. All right. Let me lay this across the back of the truck here so we can have a look. All right. Well, that bracket's screwed in along the bottom there. But looks like there was, these are, let's see here. This is the ignition, and this is all the lights and stuff. So in terms of what goes forward, that's pretty much it. One of these cables, you know, hooked up the damper for the heater versus the vent versus the internal, and I already had that unhooked. All but one of these cables is inside the cab. One of them turns on the heater valve up under the dash. Or sorry, up under the hood. So that's not so bad. Now that we know how to do that, maybe one of the dashes in any other trucks are a little better than this one, and we won't actually have to patch this. We can just go get one. That would be good. All right, the battery's about dead in this thing. That tells you how long it took me to get this thing out of here. I'm gonna shut it off, go change batteries, and I'll get back with you. All right, let's have a look here. That's kind of hard to see, but it looks like that rust goes up to that bend right there. Right there. And so we need to replace that whole section right there. And I don't know if you noticed, there might be a little hole right there. There's some more of that seam sealer I was complaining about in the last video. We're gonna have to get that out of there. Man, just make the hole smaller. You don't need as much seam sealer. Jiminy Christmas. Okay. And then, need to get that out of there so we can see what's in behind it. All this rust you see here, I think, well, that's not true either. We're going to have to replace that right there because that's rusted through right there. All right. Well, one step at a time, right? Let me, I'll go ahead and get this defroster vent out of here. And we'll get this all opened up. Then I think we'll get a chisel and try to get the rest of this seam sealer and then poke and prod and figure out exactly what we have to replace. Jiminy, the more I look, the more potential is there. That's what we're all about, guys. Potential. All right. Well, I'm gonna gather stuff up and probably gonna bring you back after I get some cleaning done. Taking the dash out was pain enough to watch, right? And I don't know, at this point, I don't know how much I'm gonna have you. I don't know how much that. This may be one of those 5-minute videos before it's all done. All right, I'll get back to you. As expected. That seam sealer is like 3/4 of an inch thick. All right, I got the wire brush on here. I'm gonna do my best to clean this up. So I'll get back with you here. All right, let's see what we got here. Well, still looks like I need to dig in there and see what we got going on up there. Still thinking I probably need to cut this back to here and replace all of this. And as you can see, we're gonna have to make a new panel for up there too. All right, well, let me get my tape and cardboard and scissors and let's see if we can make a pattern. I think we're going to start with the assumption that the bottom is okay and run the zip disc along this front edge along this way, and we're going to have to cut out up here and then in this corner cut out a patch. And what I'm thinking is we'll make this patch separate. So I need to make that patch. So I think in this case I'm going to put a piece of tape on there and see what we can do. Let me go find my knife. We need a little bit of extra right there. Well, that ought to get us started. Let's go put it on a bench and let's see what we got. All right, so I've got the pattern stuck on there. I did my best to keep this bottom edge, keep the wrinkles out of the bottom edge. Everything being equal, when that gets bent, that bottom edge should match what's in there. The top, because it rolls, right, in this area here, there's a roll on it. And this rust hole right here, the rust actually goes over the bend, so I want to make sure I leave some extra there. It's a good thing my dad isn't here watching this. He'd say, I can follow one line, but I can't follow 5 lines. So I'm going to kind of whack this off with our Beverly Shear clone from Harbor Freight that we spent, 2 weekends working on. That seems to work good now, but it did take some effort. On the top, I'm definitely going to leave this fat on the top. So let me go cut this thing off. All right, there it is. I left it plenty fat up here. I know we're going to have to trim that, but let's go stick it on there and see if we can kind of see how close we are. All right, so I've kind of bent that thing to shape. And what I'm noticing is, because this overlaps this back panel, I don't think I need as much of a curve up here as I thought I did. I think I'm going to try this as straight, because that's going to be close. If I cut that black line there, and then I cut it down here, I'm not so sure that's not going to work. So I think I'm going to cut this black line. I'm still going to leave a little hoop right there because that rust kind of runs back up this way. So I'll leave that there, but I think I'm going to cut this black line. Worst case scenario, I got to make another one. But for right now, that's what I'm going to do. All right, let me go cut that and let me get back. All right, I decided to cut that off because it needs to be bent up, and you guys probably saw that coming. It was going to get in the way. So I think we're getting close. Need to sand that down just a little bit. Right there. I need to go get my let me go get my little Milwaukee sander thing and get a battery in it. I'll get right back. All right, let's see if we can get this cut down just a little bit. I think that's going to work. Well, I think it's I think it's time to cut. If that's right, always thought it should have been. All right, here we go. Well, there it is. Well, So this side is, we have an advantage. Remember, that's where I put the cowl induction in. And so we can actually get in from the back side back there. So this is going to probably be a case where the cut and butt will actually work and pay dividends. There's that rust hole I've been talking about. Folks, I think that'll work. Well, that band right there is causing me some difficulty. I think I want to cut that, and we'll fit this, then we'll come back in and fit that. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Work. I better cut that out, and I'm probably better off to make a patch for that thing while I got this out. Oh, my head's gonna be in the way. Maybe that'll hold it enough so I can work with it. Well, folks, I think that'll work. I'm going to get this ground off. We'll get it tacked in here. And then I'll shut you off, and I'm going to see if I can weld this thing up. Oh, I almost forgot, didn't I? I need to make this corner. I think, though, we're going to get this welded up, because that corner looks like that ought to be pretty straightforward. All right. It may be a while before I get back. All right. So it's welded in. That was a mess. Got the corner cut out and welded in, and the little rust hole up here, you know, I found some places I thought I cut all the rust out, but it turns out I had to go a little deeper than making a little patch. You guys know how it is. Got the little hole there, went ahead and patched the big hole, just welded that up. Apparently I missed that one because I need to weld that up, and then there's a little hole there and a little hole there. And then we got that one. But at that point, basically I get this patched, go back around and get all the pinholes, and I think we are getting close to the passenger side done. The driver's side, I thought it was done. You know, I thought the driver's side was done. I've got the patch made for this. Since I showed you doing this one, I wasn't going to show the other one. It's almost done. But we definitely have to fix this on that side. I think it's only, you know, it's only bad this far. It doesn't go all the way to here. Oh well, we will get after it. There was a lot of exciting stuff going on today, but sometimes it's just like that. We're almost done with the rust, I believe. I'm going to try to finish up the driver's side and get that out of the way, so next time we're going to see if we can get the bed put on. I want to clean up a couple of the bed mount brackets. I need to reinforce the back ones, and then I want to grind the front of that bed before I stick it on there. Grind it, and I've got some epoxy primer, at least get it epoxy primed before we put it back on here. So that's what's coming up next weekend. Man, I thought we were going to get there this weekend. All right, well, if you found this interesting, subscribe. Hit the like, you know, make a comment. I do my best to answer all the comments. Until next time, I'm Random at Random Rod Shop, and we're out of here.